Okay, all right. This lesson I want to do is about using sound wisdom when making judgment, because a lot of times, damn near all the time, you're gonna have to use judgment. It's not always flipping a coin and casting a lot to make a decision. You're gonna have to use wise judgment a lot. This is Proverbs 16:1. It says, no, not 16:1. It's 16:20 says, "He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in Yahweh, happy is he." So if you uh, deal with a matter wisely, Scripture says you'll find good. And dealing with a matter wisely, sometimes sitting down to meditate about something, sometimes praying, sometimes asking counsel for other people as well. You know, there's a lot of matters that you have to handle wisely in this truth. The more you are in this thing longer, the more you realize, okay, I'm gonna have to deal with these matters wisely, and not always, you know, uh, trying to, be over righteous. You know, Solomon, one of the things he prayed for is for wisdom. Let's see if I can grab that. Wisdom when he was in his sleep, wisdom to judge the people of Israel. Uh, let's see. Should be third chapter. Yep, third chapter. First Kings 3 and uh uh start with I'll start with verse 3. Uh First Kings 3 and 3. Solomon loved Yahweh, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon the altar. In Gibeon, Yahweh appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, "Ask what I shall give thee." So he says, What do you want? And Solomon said, "Thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with thee, uh, Slakia, uh, with thee, and thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on the throne, as it is this day. And now, O Yahweh, my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in, and thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? So he wanted an understanding heart to be able to handle matters wisely. And if you continue to reading how he handled the matter with the two escorts was a huge testimony. It's recorded and written in the books for us to read to this day and for many generations and all generations afterwards. You have to be able to discern, because of David. Uh, there was a issue with David, and David, uh, what was his name? Uh, Ziba, I believe, and Mephibosheth, I believe. But the Saul's son, who was lame in his feet, he did not come to basically meet David and greet him after uh let's see if I can find that real quick. Off the top of the dome. I'm not going to try to hold up too long. Right to it. Is this it? Yeah. This is 2 Samuel 19 and verse. I'll start with 14. And he bowed the heart of all the men of Judah, even as the heart of one man, so that they sent this word unto the king: Return thou and all thy servants. So the king returned and came to Jordan, and Judah came to Gilgal, to go to meet the king to conduct the king over Jordan. And Shimei the son of Gera, a Benjamite, which was of Bahurim, hasted and came down with the men of Judah to meet King David. And there were 1,000 men on Benjamin with him, and Ziba, the servant of the house of Saul, and his 15 sons and his 20 servants with him. And they went over Jordan before the king. And there went over a ferry boat to carry over the king's household, and to do what he thought good. And Shimei the son of Gera fell down before the king as he was come over Jordan, and said unto the king, Let not my lord impute iniquity unto me, neither do thou remember that which thy servant did perversely the day that my lord the king went out of Jerusalem, that the king should take it to his heart. For thy servant doth know that I have sinned before. Therefore, behold, I am come the first this day of all the house of Joseph to go down to meet my lord the king. But Abishai the son of Zeruiah answered and said, Shall not Shimei be put to death for this, because he cursed the Lord's anointed? And David said, What have I to do with thee, ye sons of Zeruiah, that ye should this day be adversaries unto me? Shall there any man be put to death this day in Israel? For do not I know that I am this day king over Israel? Therefore the king said unto Shimei, Thou shalt not die. And the king sware unto him. And Mephibosheth the son of Saul came down to meet the king, and neither dressed his feet, this is the point, nor trimmed his beard. Probably should have started up earlier. Trimmed his beard, nor washed his clothes from the day the king departed until the day he came again in peace. And it came to pass, when he was come to Jerusalem to meet the king, that the king said unto him, Wherefore wentest not thou with me, Mephibosheth? He was like, So you ain't come to, greet me after my hiatus? And he answered, Slakia. And he answered, My lord, O king, my servant deceived me. For thy servant said, I will saddle me an ass, that I may ride thereon and go to the king, because thy servant is lame. So Mephibosheth said, I can't even walk. That's why I didn't go see you, but I was deceived. My servant said, I'll go and settle, and I'll go do it. Verse 27, And he has slandered thy servant unto my lord the king. But my lord the king is as an angel of God. Do therefore what is good in thine eyes. So David dealt with slander, and King David dealt with slander, Solomon dealt with slander. There's both slanderous accusations, one against another. And there's not a witness to bear witness. There is not 2 or 3 witnesses to bear that one of the things is true or not. It's just one person's word against another person's word. And David, if you keep reading, David basically split the inheritance. He offered to split the inheritance between the two, Mephibosheth and Ziba. Is that Ziba or was that Shimei? Slakia. Yeah, Slakia. That's right. Verse 29. It says, And the king said, I'm skipping a verse. It says, And the king said unto him, Why speakest thou any more of thy matters? I have said, Thou and Ziba divide the land. So he said, I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know who's lying. All right, y'all both split it up because it was supposed to be Mephibosheth, but now he said y'all both split it up. And then, you know, Mephibosheth, the next verse says, and Mephibosheth said unto the king, yea, let him take all. Isn't that close to the same? Well, if you read in Solomon, Solomon did like the same thing. Not Solomon, but the two women that were saying it's mine, the child is mine. It was the woman that said, okay, she can have it. That was the one who was the actual father. I mean, not father, the mother, because she cared. She said, oh, okay, she can keep it. I don't want the child to die. It's the same thing here. David is presented with a slanderous accusation, and Mephibosheth says, hey man, he can keep it, he can have it. Mephibosheth is the one who's honest right here. David didn't know how to judge this matter. He just said, all right, y'all both divided. And then you keep reading, then it Barzillai, but he prayed for that wisdom, Slacky for not starting at the right verse, but yeah, you have to use wisdom in all these things. And on that note, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Agakudash. Double honors to the elders GMS Ruel. Peace, salutations, and shalom.